This is the definitive version of the DIY Lapdock I've been working on for the past couple of months, and I think the best thing I can do for an intro is to just show you all the different things it's now capable of. It stands, slides, charges, and of course docks. The keyboard is unfoldable, there's a mouse stored in the back, the entire thing is now wearable and carryable, you can put Klemmbausteine on it, and even more. So yeah, we've come a long way from the prototype I presented on this channel about 3 months ago, and I'm really excited to finally present this thing to you. The first thing I want to do is give a quick recap on what a lapdock even is and what the core arguments are for using/making one. Then I want to of course get into all the new things I've added in this final version. After that I want to take this entire thing apart and put it back together to show you the process of how it's made. And in the end I want to give an outlook on the future of DIY lapdocks on this channel, because while this is the last version of this particular lapdock, I've also already got plans on alternative builds for DIY lapdocks, so stick around for that. Now before we get into all of these things, perfecting the design of something like this costs a lot of time and filament, which is why I'm very happy to announce that this video is sponsored by JLCPCB. Most of you have probably already heard of them. They're one of the top custom global PCB manufacturers out there, and they also offer services like 3D printing and CNC machining. So for example, if you want to build this lapdock for yourself but you don't own a 3D printer, you still totally can. All you would have to do is grab the free 3D printing files from my Patreon and upload them to JLCPCB, and they would make some high quality prints for you and send them to you within a couple of days. So definitely check them out if you're interested. I've put a link to their page in this video's description. And thank you, JLCPCB, for the sponsorship. Now let me make the case for the general concept of the lapdock one more time. The basic idea is that modern flagship smartphones, like my Google Pixel 9 for example, have become just as or even more powerful than your average low-end laptop. So why not just use the smartphone you already own as a laptop as well? Since this comes with a plethora of benefits. For example, every time you're gonna upgrade your smartphone in the future, you're also simultaneously upgrading your lapdock. And if you decide to build your own lapdock, you also gain the benefit of it being even more cheap than the pre-existing lapdock options out there. And also modularity. This thing now consists of a screen, a power bank, a mouse, a keyboard, and all of these parts can theoretically be changed individually. But enough of the basics, I've gone into all of them extensively in my original video. Let's get to the new features and mechanisms. The most prominent one is this foldable keyboard in the front. And as I've already teased, it's also removable, but only if you hold it in a 90-degree angle to this thing. My general design philosophy with this entire updated version was to make this an all-in-one device that comes with everything you need to use. But I also didn't want to turn this into a regular laptop design yet, because I quite like the uniqueness of my original prototype, and I wanted to keep it unique. It may sound kind of stupid, but I was inspired by sports car doors when making this, because, you know, sports car doors look so cool, and I think 90% of that coolness isn't due to the fact that them opening upwards or in a weird angle is more convenient or better, but it's simply unconventional, you know, it's different from 99% of the car doors you see. And yeah, it's kind of the same with this keyboard folding mechanism. You know, if you see this, it's different from all the laptops out there. And that's what makes it cool, at least in my eyes. You can definitely be the judge of that. But yeah, all I can say is it works surprisingly well. And when you take the keyboard off to, you know, be more flexible in the way you want to work, the keyboard is held in a really nice angle and it's completely solid. And in case you're wondering, the way I stuck the keyboard to the printed plastic part is with, I don't know how to say it in English, but in Germany we call it Klettverschluss. So yeah, you always have the ability to peel that tape off again, and you can use it normally either way. It also clicks in right here to be secure enough to carry it. It of course isn't perfect, but it works well enough, I think. Now with the mouse, it's extremely simple. It just slides in right there. And it's actually held super tight, but I also don't think the mouse is damaged in any way. So yeah, I just found the perfect sweet spot. I've also upgraded the stability of the stand and locked it in place with Legos. It's just a simple press Lego mechanism to keep it tight. And then finally, the last new addition is this carrier. And the cool thing about that is that you can unlock it, add another strap, and now this lapdog is carryable over the shoulder. So yeah, again, the design philosophy was to make it an all-in-one device with this final version, and I think I succeeded in that. I also think it's totally valid if you aren't interested in most of these new features. But yeah, I personally like this final version and all its capabilities definitely the most. So how about we take it apart again? Alright, so this is how it looks like disassembled. And the way I've placed these pieces on the desk is in the same rotation as they were printed in. So for example, this piece was printed on that side. What I intend to do now is give you a quick overview of how it's put together. I don't want to go into every single screw you have to screw in because a lot of it is pretty self-explanatory, but I will go into the most important details. Now, the first thing I would start with when assembling this thing is with this driver board for the screen, and as you can see, I've taped down this cable in a specific way because it's gonna have to be routed down here, so that's an important thing to look out for. The way to get it in is through this hole up here, and you're just gonna have to slide it down carefully without damaging the ribbon cable. It's not optimal, but yeah, it's the solution I've worked with to get this PCB in here. The next step is to put all these tiny connecting pieces into both of these halves to prepare them to be put together in the end. For everything that has to be screwed in, I'm either using these standard M2 screws or these self-threading M2 screws. This next step is kind of annoying, routing the cables through the same place I've put the PCB in. If you push it in right here, as you can see, it's secured in a way that it doesn't spin anymore to make sure that it's held in the right angle to put your phone onto this thing. Now we can secure this thing by putting a screw in here and in here to make sure that it's not able to fall out. Now, to route the cable of the power bank, I would already plug it in the spot it's supposed to go, up here. Put the power bank into its spot. And what I like to do with this cable is to screw it in right there with this piece. And now we're already able to combine both halves, but we don't only have to place the screen in first, we're also gonna have to put this part into place. The hinge is super simple as well. You can just put it in like that and screw it in place. You're gonna want to put the USB-C cable for the phone next to the mini HDMI, and the cable of the power bank goes right next to it. Beautiful. Regarding the future of DIY lapdogs on this channel, there are a bunch of different directions you could take this, but the thing I'm currently most interested in would be to turn this into a more traditional but very colorful laptop design like this one I found on Pinterest. I really like the aesthetics of this, and I think it would be an interesting challenge to 3D print a laptop. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in that, and if you have any suggestions for features you would like to see, tell me all about it in the comments. I'm genuinely interested in your feedback, and I also hope that you're interested in all the other projects I'm about to do. I don't want to spoil too much, but the next video is gonna be about my PlayStation 2, and I think it's gonna be very entertaining to watch. So yeah, feel free to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. It was a pleasure. Bye bye.